everybody wants to know the quarterback position, things like that. But where you sit right now, what do you expect, whoever's name that's starting, what do you expect from him to do?
Yeah. First and foremost, take care of the football. We can't be successful as an offense unless we take care of the football, and then have a presence about himself when he steps into that huddle, when he steps on that field, that guys believe that not only he's going to make the plays that he's supposed to make, but also a few plays that may be a little bit out of his reach a little bit, make those plays for us as well. And then when it's that time of the game where a play needs to be made, that he makes those plays, that he can believe that he's going to put the ball in the right spot, or he's going to make the proper run on a 3rd and short or a 4th and short situation to move the chains or possibly win us the football game. But take care of the football and be a field general. One thing that we have to do that gives us an advantage, I believe, is go fast. And he has to be the one that, get lined up, let's go. He has to be that one. So those are some attributes that we expect of our starting quarterback for sure.
Does it change? And honestly, I know that two things. One is that every quarterback has their own style in some way. And you have your style of what you want the offense to look like.
Yes.
How do you find that balance between matching the quarterback with the scheme you're looking for, but also allowing yourselves to be adaptable enough to use the strengths of whichever guy is eventually chosen?
Yeah, so, our offensive it is to be a fundamentally efficient scoring machine. That's our offensive it, So with that being said, we have to protect the football, all right? We have to be able to run the football, all right? We have to create explosive plays, all right, and go fast. Now, within that, schematically, all 3 guys bring something different to the table and what they can do. And I think as coaches, we have to make sure that we are highlighting their best attributes within the system. You know what I mean? They all 3 bring something different to the table. But, our offensive it stays the same. We protect the football, we run the football, create explosive plays, and go fast. I believe we're going to be successful.
Does it help that you guys have this year, like obviously last year, previous years, previous years, does it help going up against a somewhat of a familiar opponent, but with a new slate in terms of they don't really know what to expect offensively? Yeah,
well, and that's both ways because they have a new defensive coordinator as well. So, yeah, I believe it helps us in some respect. We're going to do some things that we did at Liberty, but, this is my opportunity to put my spin on the offense as well. You know what I mean? So some things are definitely going to be different. And what we do schematically and how we call things is definitely going to be different. And I'm pretty sure their defensive coordinator, even though he has a long-standing tenure at North Carolina A&T and at other places he's been, Norfolk State, things of that nature, so we kind of had to mesh, what he's going to do. You know what I mean? So it's from both sides, and then it's going to be a chess match when we get out there just to kind of see what they're going to, hang their hat on defensively.
Coach, how versatile will you be game day? I mean, will you go in with maybe a preconceived notion and then maybe go, well, that's not working, let's do this?
Yeah, I would, we have a base game plan for sure, and hopefully that works, but if it doesn't work, we got plan A, plan B, things of that nature. But, we have a list on our call sheet, our main plays, what we want to do on, P and 10 situations, warp situations, that's our fastest tempo, 3rd down situations, and then we have a parking lot session too. If you get that parking lot session, that means you probably aren't doing as well as you want to be doing during that particular game. But typically for us, offensively, what we want to do at the beginning of the game has pretty much worked throughout the whole game.
Are you trying to run like maybe 70, 80 plays a game?
That's the plan. Now the new clock situation may make it a little bit difficult because they're not stopping the clock on first downs. But that's the plan. I truly believe that if we're able to pick up the tempo some, that it gives us an advantage, especially up front. Those defensive linemen can't get their feet set in the ground. I think it eliminates pass rushing, and then you get those quick screens on the outside. You got those big guys running. You know what I mean? And you want to tire those guys out. So by the time you get in the 4th quarter, you're feeling pretty good about your run game, even if they're loading the box, that you just have wore those guys down.
Coach Taylor just told us that the announcement to the team even about who the starting quarterback will be might come literally minutes before the game. what kind of challenge might that present to other guys in the offense, or if any? Just not, there's 3 options, and then right before the game, they're kind of like, okay, this is the game plan. Are there challenges associated with that? And if so, how do you?
I don't think there are any challenges associated with that. Yeah.
They're just used to playing with all 3 at this point, so whoever it is, it's just go time.
It's go time.
Good one.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Hey, Coach,
I'm not
very good question.
insinuating.
No,
I'm asking.
just ask. Yeah, that's a really good question. But
If I was a wide receiver, which I know you were, and I didn't know who the quarterback was, I'd be like, okay, I got 3 options here, but if I'm going to find out a minute before the game.
Yeah.
But I guess they just go out and do their own job, right? You,
you do your job, yes.
Coach,
Yes,
can you
sir.
talk about your receivers and then Irv Milligan, your running back?
Yeah, so the receiver room has really changed over the years. I mean, not over the years, over the time that I've been here. From a standpoint of, we got Fabian McCray that came in, Duke Miller, George. Those guys have come in since the spring and really have done an incredible job. I'm excited to see what those guys are going to be able to do, with Rico, with Seven, with Kobe Paul, with Jonas. Those guys have really come on. So I'm excited to see what those guys are going to do, because we need our receivers, to make some big plays on the outside. If people are going to try to stop the run, then we have to take advantage of those one-on-one opportunities on the outside. And we work on a daily basis. Work on the fade balls, work on the back shoulders. We work on our different concepts, every single day. So they've been looking good out there. Hopefully we can carry over from practice into the actual game. So I'm excited about that. Irv has really come on with it as well. Irv is is a hard runner. Catches the ball really well out the backfield. Has a mature mindset, and we needed that in that room. Along with JD, he's an explosive player as well. I think when he gets into the secondary, he can make guys miss for sure. And that's where we get those explosive plays that we talk about to make our offense successful.
For you, besides obviously getting the win as a team, what do you look for in week 1 from an actual game setting to see where you guys are and know whether you've been successful?
Yeah, and I would say what we talked about earlier, to be a fundamentally efficient scoring machine, and those are things that we talk about on a daily basis. Protect the football, being able to run the football efficiently, especially early downs. We got to be able to run the football efficiently to be able to get into our warp and move the chains. Create explosive plays. We have to make one guy miss in the open field. That's the only way you create explosive plays, as well as transition and block. If I'm a receiver, I didn't get the football, I need to be transitioning, blocking somebody. That's how we create explosive plays. And play with, I would say an intense effort, man, that guy knows that he's in a football game. You know what I mean? That he's going against. He knows he's in a football game, and then being able to go fast. If we're able to accomplish those things game 1, I would say that's a success for us offensively.
And what's the biggest question mark that you have, kind of that you want to figure out or establish more over the next few days before the game?
Well, just the unknown of playing a complete game. You think about scrimmages, it's not really game-like situations because you don't really have a break, between series. Just a game-like situation. I guess the spring game was kind of sort of similar. I mean, we had some kind of going back and forth, but with just the breaks that we decided to take between breaks. But just the natural game flow, TV timeouts and things of that nature, how we handle those situations, that's always a concern, for you, just being able to handle those situations.
Coach, you were at Ole Miss with Coach Freeze and at Liberty. Can you tell me the main takeaway and maybe some of the philosophies that you imparted from him, that you learned from him?
I would say the main thing that I learned from him, man, Coach Freeze had a unique ability of being intentional with his staff and the team, and he took time out to get to know his staff, get his team, and that breeded success because those guys I knew as a coach that he cared more about me than just what I brought on a football field. His oldest daughter and my youngest daughter are really good friends, and they were in each other's wedding. We all been on vacations together. Reagan would go on vacation with us. Cortland would go on vacation with them. Now, Coach Freeze had made a little bit more money than I made, so they would go to private islands, and they take private planes and things of that nature. But, but to expose my daughter to that, man, was huge for me. You know what I mean? So from a football perspective, I learned a lot from him. from a standpoint of, man, just being efficient on first down, you know, and make sure sometimes less is more. You know, we don't need all these different schemes. Let's do what we do best and have different formations, different shifts, different motions to get into those plays that makes our offense successful.
Speaking of schemes and less is more, you talked about all the other position groups, offensive line. How you feeling about them going into this game?
Yeah, so definitely much improved from the spring. You know, we had just limited bodies, you know, and you have limited bodies, you can't get a whole lot of reps, you know, but definitely improved from the spring. Those guys are coming on with it, and when we're on point up front, man, we're really hard to stop. We are. So very excited about the progress these guys have made throughout the summer.
Coach, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you guys.
Travel safely.
Appreciate it.